I'm going to be outlining all the steps you need to scale your content agency to 20K a month. This is going to be very useful if you started an agency and maybe you're already making some money, you know, a couple $1,000 a month, but you just don't know what to do to get to the next level. If you watch this video from start to finish, you will have a blueprint that you can follow to scale. We will go over everything from creating or improving your offer to the client acquisition methods and also hiring and systemizing your service delivery. Okay, so let's talk about the offer first. Look, you can definitely make a couple $1,000 a month with a very generic offer like repurposing content, editing YouTube videos, editing reels, you know, growing your personal brand, or even scripting. But if you want to go to the next level, you need an offer that stacks multiple skills and is different from what everybody else does. And I say different and not better than everybody else on purpose, because different is better than better. I couldn't tell you how many sales calls I closed just because I said I was different. Because look, your clients are getting so many messages about video editing, short form content, content strategies, scripting, and some of them already had agencies and very bad experiences with them. So if they ask, you know, why should I work with you? I mean, I had some bad experiences and you're just trying to do the same. Instead of saying, yeah, but I do a better job, you should say, yeah, but we do things so differently than them. Maybe you can explain that you have a unique system or that you take a completely different approach, but you need to differentiate yourself from those other agencies. And of course, niche down if you haven't yet. I know niching down might feel like you're losing out on a lot of potential clients since, you know, you're shrinking your pool of potential clients. But once you do this, you will realize that actually the opposite is happening, because you will start to understand your clients better and offer solutions that they actually want and need. You can create very specific solutions and talk directly to your ideal clients. Then you will be able to get rid of generic and vague offers like I will build your personal brand or I will edit your videos. Let me give you some examples for both good and bad offers. Bad offers are stuff like I will edit your videos in the Alex Hormozi style, or I will grow your personal brand, or I will improve your editing, or I will run your Facebook ads. They're all so generic and nobody is going to buy them from you. Now let's take a look at some good offers right here. One of them is this one. I help coaches add 20K a month to their bottom line in the next 16 weeks using the content nurturing mechanism. You know, and this could be a full solution with scripting, consulting on the filming process, editing, posting, and appointment setting with qualified leads in their DMs. And what makes this a good offer is this. It speaks to a specific niche and it has the ideal outcome that your clients wish, 20K a month to their bottom line in the next 16 weeks. It has a specific time frame and it seems like you're using a unique mechanism right here, even if it's essentially just content. Now another good one could be this one right here. I help content creators grow their channels to 100,000 subscribers in the next 24 weeks using the retention optimized content machine. And the service delivery could include analytics audits for retention, content strategy consultation, video ideas and scripts, and editing and account management. This is stuff that creators want, and you have to find your niche and find out what they actually want and create an offer that is structured like this. That's all I had to say about the offer. If you do these things, you will have a really great offer. Now let's talk about client acquisition. How do you actually get clients for your really good offer? So first off, stop low quality mass outreach. Please stop sending messages that say, I can improve your content, we increase your revenue, or we can make you go viral. You know how many messages I get saying I can make you go viral or we can improve your editing? First off, I don't even want to go viral, so that's not an offer that I'm looking for. And the second thing is, if somebody like me put in a lot of work and time into their content, you know, also developing their style, and if somebody comes along and just DMs me with, you know, I checked out your content and it's good, but it's not really that great, it doesn't look that professional, bro, I don't want to hear that stuff. Especially if I go on your account and the videos on there are looking like trash, then I don't want to hear that from you. Like, nobody's gonna buy that, okay? So please stop doing that. Don't send thousands of the same messages to people every single day. Now let's talk about what you should do instead. You should start with high quality cold outreach. This means first of all, you should provide some actual value. Don't just say, hey, your content is looking like shit, or you're not getting views, you're not gonna go viral this way. You can actually take a look at their content and see if there's something that is missing. Don't just say the same thing to everybody. See if there's, you know, one thing that you think can be improved and elaborate on that. You know, actually explain the stuff in a kind and nice way. You should spend a bit of time looking into your prospect before deciding to reach out to them, or at least act like it. And what I mean by that is basically you can make this process very efficient. You can have a general script where just a couple blanks have to be filled out, but you can make it look like you wrote this message just for this person that you're reaching out to. And the most important part of all of this is you need to come across as genuine and not as salesy or pushy. You know, I might not be the best sales guy. I am not a sales god, okay? But even on sales calls, I'm just being completely genuine, and people choose to work with me instead of the pushy guy because they just like how I am. So just be genuine, don't try too hard, and don't don't come across as desperate either in the DMs or in the sales call itself. Because if you do that, they will instantly see that and they won't buy from you. Now, let's say you created a really good message with a really good offer in there, and you send it to your ideal prospect, and you also made it seem like you spent a lot of time before deciding to reach out to him, but you don't get any response. Well, then you send these follow-ups right here in this order. Now, these follow-ups right here are more so for emails than for DMs, but you can switch them up a little bit and they should work great for DMs too. Now, the first one is just a nudge to read the message and actually respond, and you should send this one after 2 days of getting no response. You know, it should just say something along the lines of, hey, just wanted to make sure you saw my last message and it didn't get buried in your inbox. Would love to hear your thoughts on what I sent. Then if you don't get a response to that, you try to build a bit more trust with the next follow-up. You send it after 5 days of getting no response to the original message, and it says something along the lines of, hey, I guess you haven't had the chance to check out my last email yet, but I just wanted to send you another case study here, so you don't just have to trust my word. And then after that, you just include a really good case study. And after 8 days of sending the original message, if there's still no response, you should try to find out why they didn't get back to you and make it very easy for them to respond to that message. You know, you could say something along the lines of, hey, hope you're doing well. I didn't hear back from you about the infos I sent you. Then list the most common reasons why they wouldn't get back to you. You know, these are just some examples here, but you can do this for your own service and own agency. But it could be stuff like, have you been too busy to get back? Have you had a bad experience with another agency in the past? You can just list a couple questions, like 3 to 4 questions in there. And if one of these reasons are actually true for them, it's going to be very easy for them to just say, hey, yeah, I just don't have the time right now for this. Maybe we can get back to this in a couple days or in a couple weeks. And then once you have a response and the reason, you can then, you know, try a bit of objection handling in the emails. At least you have something to work with. And then in the last follow-up, if they still haven't responded after 16 days of the original message, you give them a special offer or try to give them a sense of FOMO. There are tons and tons of ways to do this. Here's just one example. You could say something like, hey, I know it's been a while since I reached out. If you have been thinking about chatting someday, then now might be a good time. I only have 2 spots left right now, and once they are filled up, I can't take any more clients for at least 3 to 4 months. I hope you understand this. And obviously, the more follow-ups you've sent, the lower the response rate is going to be. So this is just the last chance of getting any response. Trying to give them FOMO or a special offer where you can say, you know, for the next 3 clients, we're doing 50% off or anything like that, like something crazy. So they might respond if they have been thinking about your message and just didn't want to respond yet. Now, this is all I want to cover about client acquisition here, but if you want the specific scripts and want to learn about a really good outreach system that worked for me, then you can just check out my video about that in the description here. Now, last but not least, we have to talk about hiring and systemizing your service delivery. This is a very, very important aspect of scaling that is sometimes being overlooked. People always talk about how to get clients, but how do you actually serve those clients in a way where you don't have to work 12 hours a day? You know, this heavily depends on your agency and service, but I can give you the general outline for a content agency, and then you can see how this could work for your specific service. If possible, do your service delivery yourself until you are like 5 to 10K a month, and then hire an assistant from the Philippines for around $6 to $8 an hour and an editor on a pay-per-video basis. So the Philippines might be the best spot for a virtual assistant. They speak very good English and they have kind of like an assistant culture there. And you can search for an editor on Fiverr, Upwork, and YouTubejobs.co. But you can also let me know if you want to learn more about the hiring process, like with all the details. You know, how should your job posting look? What should be the requirements? How should you structure your job interviews and all that stuff? Then you can just let me know about that. I've created a whole system for that. Then after you hire those, you just create looms for every single piece of your service delivery. You know, everything from video editing to video reviewing, video scripting, posting, whatever there is in your service delivery. You create short and understandable videos about each of these steps, and then you give these videos to your assistant or to your video editor so they can watch and just follow these steps that you've been doing yourself up until now. If you've made the right choices when hiring and didn't go for the worst video editor or didn't go for the worst assistant possible, then these videos should be enough for them to get started and start to work efficiently. In general, just don't try to overcomplicate this. Creating all the videos will take a day or two, but if you focus on making the videos good, then there shouldn't be any reason why other people shouldn't be able to do this stuff that you have been doing. And there's one more tip I will give you about this. At the start, when you just hired an assistant or an editor, try to hop on a call with them every single day, talking to them, giving them feedback, seeing what their current problems are, just so you can speed up the process and they start to work efficiently way faster. And now about the software stack I personally use. It's Slack for communication with the team and also with my clients, you know, Asana for tasks, and Airtable for a huge part of your service delivery. There we have all the videos that we're currently working on, their status, their reviews, their revisions, their instructions, and everything else. I honestly love Airtable. You can do so much with it. There are tons of automations, apps, and integrations in Airtable. You can also connect it with Slack. So yeah, definitely look into Airtable. And if you want another specific video on Airtable itself, you know, how I set it up, setup and how my team works in it, then I can do that too. Just let me know in the comments. But yeah, after you hire these people and train them and they're working efficiently, you will have a lot of time freed up. And now what you can do is focus 100% of your time and energy into client acquisition. It will scale very fast and you will get to 20K a month. And then once you're at 20K a month, you know, you will have reached your goal, but you will probably also have to hire another editor or another person that does your scripts. But this is basically all you need to get to 20K a month. And if you have a content agency doing around 3 to 6K a month and you want help with all of this stuff, then you can just DM me on Instagram and I might be able to help you out. But yeah, thanks for watching, subscribe, and see you later.